Hey folks, how y'all doing today? I want to hit up on 2 points. I'm probably going to be quick. My radiator's not in the best moods, and I got to have the air on, so I rolled the windows up right now and turned the air down a little bit, but it's still good for now. So first point is I always stress shop your lenders. Yes, I'm going to recommend a few for you. I would love it for you to work with our in-house guy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that company has a loan that's good for you. For example, and this has happened before. So I had a client last year that was working with our in-house lender. Every house we were looking at wasn't really the good homes. Weren't able to get her qualified because of down payments that was required and a few other things. So she reached out to me and she's like, hey, my friend is telling me about this lender. He has a 0 down payment, and but I have to use their realtor. So I did a little bit of shopping around, and I found a broker, a lending broker, and I sent her the information. He was able to qualify her for a similar type loan using me, so I stayed as her realtor. What it was is you end up taking 2 loans out. You end up taking a loan for the house, and then you end up taking a loan for the down payment. Now, I've spoken about this before. In certain instances, you have to pay back the down payment loan is on top of the loan for the house. In certain instances, you don't have to pay off that loan until you sell the house, and then you pay it off with the lien that's on the house. And or sometimes it depends on the lender. After 5 or 10 years, it may expire. There's different programs out there, and that's why I stress go shop for lenders. All right, if it works out the first time go and you like who you're working with, awesome, that's great. But sometimes if you're in a situation, you have to shop your lenders. They all offer different things. Yes, there's conventional loans. There's a baseline. All right. And your baseline is, this is the way a conventional works, this is the way a VA works, this is the way an FHA, USDA works. All right, that's it. Those are the baselines. And then on top of that, the lenders themselves may have self-programs, self-funded or self-created, whatever you want to call it, however you want to describe it, programs. So some lenders will offer you that 0 down payment option and you're taking out a second loan, or they're offering you a second loan on top of your main loan, and then there's different options. So you got to go out, you got to shop your lenders, you got to figure out what they're doing. Some of them have grant programs. They'll give you a grant for up to whatever $1,000 or whatever the amount they grant up to, and you don't have to pay the grant back, and stuff like that. You shop your lenders if you're in a tight situation where you feel like you are right over there, but not quite over the hump, right? Go shop your lenders. At the first hard credit pull, so if you come to me and I'm a lender, for example, I'm not a lender, but for example, I am the lender, you come to me, and I do a hard credit pull. Because if I do a soft credit pull, that's not a pre-approval per se. That's there's another name for it. I don't remember right now what it is. Long day, girlfriend's birthday, and some other stuff going on. We want pre-approval. We don't want the other stuff. Pre-qualified. There you go. Pre-qualified. We don't want you to be pre-qualified. Pre-qualified doesn't mean anything. It just means we got them in the door. Pre-approval is almost 90% that you're going to get that, unless something happens. All right. You screw up your credit, something pops up in underwriting. Back to the story. After the first hard pull, so you come to me, I do a hard credit pull for your credit to figure out what the middle score is. All right, that's another thing I learned today is like you go to buy a car, sometimes they'll go with TransUnion or Experian or whatever, right? They'll go with one. With real estate, there's a middle score. Okay, they'll go with the middle score. So if your middle score doesn't qualify you for whatever, all right, go shop lenders, see what programs they have. So for example, If you qualify for FHA in the state of Michigan, Michigan has a program that has $10,000 down payment assistance. All right, so up to $10,000. Well, that's pretty good considering 10% down payment or whatever the case may be on a house, right? So in order to qualify for that down payment assistance, you have to have a middle score of 640 minimum. So if you have less than that, you qualify for FHA, you might want to shop around, and unless you have time to wait to get your credit score back up, you might want to shop around one of these other lenders that may offer you their private down payment assistance programs or grants or whatever. And then if you can afford to, you get into the house and you don't have to lose out on something and move somewhere, start looking again. So that's the lender note that I want to talk about. On the second part of today's Daily Dibs, I want to talk about homes coming up for sale and getting in there as soon as possible. The market is hot in most instances. Real estate in certain instances is still going into a bidding war per se, and things are coming off. Now, if you are in a situation where you don't necessarily have to sell your house is paid off, or whatever, believe it's coming out of a real estate agent, why put yourself in a 7% situation if you don't have to, right? So if you have to move and you have equity in the house, that's great, because you could use the equity to lessen the payment on the house. Make sure you do that. If you have extra cash and equity and the house is paid off and you need to downsize or upsize, you could use that equity to pay down the loan. The less loan you pay, the less interest you pay, and that's the driver. For example, on a $150,000, $160,000, or $230,000, $260,000 house, that's where we're at. A couple of years ago, when the interest rates were low, down at 2.73%, your payment was about $1,600 on a $260,000 house. Right now, with 7%, the payments are roughly $2,400 to $2,500. So almost $1,000 different, just because of the percentage, not because of the price of the house. Okay, so the less principal, the better it is for you, because your interest rate is still high, but the less payments you're going to make. Now, always said it before, don't buy at your max. If you can, buy below, make the extra payments. That way it drops your principal down. What does make the extra payments? So you have a payment schedule, right? You pay this much every month. And if you can make at least 1 or 2 extra payments per year, and you make sure the money goes to the principal, you can do that in multiple ways, but check with your lender. The first one is you hard out, make an extra payment, right? So your payment is $2,000 a month. Sometime during the year, you make another $2,000 payment. You make sure it goes towards the principal and the principal alone. Or during your payment schedule, your payment's $2,000 a month. You pay $2,100 or $2,200, and you make sure the extra money goes towards principal. That will drive down your principal faster. Instead of you having a 30-year loan, you end up having anywhere between like a 16 or a 20-year loan. All right, and that drives your payments down significantly, because as you pay, less money goes to interest, more money starts going to principal. It's called amortization. So anyway, lots to talk about. We're getting into 10 minutes. I don't like them to be too long. So with that, I'm Joe Smail with Real Estate for a Cause, coming at you with today's Daily Dibs. If you want to talk real estate, give me a call, 810-209-4311. Send me an email, joseph@refacmi.com, or check out my website, realtorjoeg.com. With that, enjoy the rest of your day, folks. Watch out for bikers. And as always, check on the elderly and those that are medically ill because of the heat that we got. And with that, enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, God bless.